So
Yeah, I
should have
mean,
coordinated.
next time I'm gonna wear a tank top. I'll let you know.
Okay, that sounds good.
Just hit me up, man. We wear tank tops, man.
All right. Well, we've got FaZe on the T side, so I feel like this is like ideal for Heretics. At least they get to start on the CT side, right? I'm trying to find positives here, silver linings.
I wonder if Nico's gonna molly outside of Z. Is that what he's doing here?
This is in between bombs.
Mollying mid bomb.
Okay. All-out brawl towards the ladder, and it's a 2-for-2 trade. Oh,
that's
Rain, though,
nice.
still on fire from the previous map, is able to find another kill on top of that. Nico getting one of his own, and Rain right there, just shutting it all down for Heretics.
Made it look way too easy. Like he's in a death match, hopping around. Just 4 casual kills. And
452 ADR.
that's nice.
1 round in. Keep it up.
Brutal.
I'm still wondering why stats don't only show like gun rounds and stuff. You know, like why do we look at that on the HLTV page? Like why I don't want to see just the raw
I've been saying
stats.
it for years.
Oh, I knew I was
Marcus,
gonna
okay?
get you going.
I've been saying the people that get to those eco rounds and start holding W. Look, I got plus 15.
Ooh, we got a Prius shout out. Look at that. A little Prius action on there.
Okay,
this time he's not going in the fridge.
These ADR numbers are adding up to over 500 right now, actually. I need... Okay, I just had to point that out. 452 ADR on Rain, 36 for BMAS, and Nico had like 100 or something. That's more health than Heretics could even have.
I wonder if it counts team damage or something.
I think it just doesn't do that cap off that a lot of ADR things do, where it stops when you hit them for 100. So
if the guy was low.
So yeah, Nico has 201 ADR right now, and so I guess op headshots are the way to go at CS Summit 6.
Yeah.
Just rack up that ADR.
Or flying downwards with somebody with a pump shotty, like with the velocity heading downwards. I always wanted to see if that worked like that.
It does.
The velocity of the player impacting the bullet speed that it hits you with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a I mean, this is quite just bog standard stuff from FaZe Clan as far as the anti-force buy is concerned. Able to find a quick plan on the B-bomb side, and they're able to lock Heretics out as well from any rotation into the side. It's just actually just when that bomb goes down, you just can't do anything. So in this kind of a round, so all they can do to hold onto their guns and their armor and try to find value from them in the following round, in which would otherwise is a full eco. So yeah. Everything is kind of normal right now.
I just want to see.
What do you guys think about like?
No,
what do you guys think about the force ability on CT side of this map? Because I heard you talking about that in the earlier game. You were talking about it with Mouse Sports and Fnatic on the map. It's like, oh, classifying maps in terms of how amenable they are to force rounds.
I actually like it if you get scouts. I think it's a very good scout map with the long ranges, and teams might get caught off guard if they do something fast, because if you have like 2-3 scouts outside, you could tag a couple people before they realize, wait, they have a whole bunch of scouts over here.
Yeah, I think the nature of train, especially the A yard, where you have these kind of elongated these big rectangles to play around, it means that you have the ability to jiggle with deals and CZs and reposition without it being easy to be traded. And because it's so open, there's so many of them, it offers a lot of opportunities in open ground to create scenarios where the pistols can do a lot. So I think that's like one of the reasons, and the rest of the map is kind of close range except the B sides. But the B side also has the same ability where like you can kind of move into somewhat close range fights behind all of the cover that's readily available. So yeah, I think it's a really good map for CT force buys.
James, where would you rank it?
I don't know. That's so hard to do. I'd like to put data behind it. It just the way I rank it in my head is like how many like CT setups can I come up with in my head that I think are pretty sick, right? Like that's what it really comes down to. Is like, oh, on a force buy round, do you have like a good idea about how you want to play it? Do you have like some kind of trap or an idea? Because if you're just running out of spawn and like, oh, let's play our spots, that's probably like not the best idea, right? Like it's on any of them. So in my opinion, I think it's like goes team to team and how people feel about it, and then also what spawn you have. So there's just so many variables to take into account on those kind of things.
Yeah, I definitely think that Train excites me more than a lot of other maps in terms of the force buy options for how you might place players and the traps that you might create. And it's true, there are like some teams that actually don't put a lot of thought into their force buys, and it feels like sometimes teams will either they're always thinking about playing to win the round on a force buy, when I think sometimes it's really cool when you see a team that's just thinking, we just want to create a setup where we reliably feel like we're going to get a couple kills. And anything else that happens
That's
after
a good
that,
point.
happens.
That's a really good point, where it's like, yo, let's guarantee like 2, and then if they fuck up in a specific way, like we might even win the round. But we're not trying to like only win the round.
Yeah. It's kind of like trying to guarantee a bomb plant on a pistol round as the T side. It's like, you know that if you get that second round option to have a strong force buy, you're still in the game pretty heavily. But if you play without the bomb plant, it's pretty tough.
It looks like XMS is going to have it all to do here. It's got that silencer.
Yeah, not the ideal weapon for this kind of a spray down, but he at least gets one.
Oh no.
And Mac is up on the high ground, protected by that smoke, but only for so long. Is it going to be a trade here? There's a couple players on the sidewalk which will be able to trade that frag. But now there's Nico and Bemis was sneaking around the train yard. The bomb is being planted, although it did get denied, so Nico is alone against 3. They don't seem to know where he is, though.
Ooh.
Nico might be able to find a way to do this. I think he's been spotted now, though. They know he's at oil, so he's going to try to backpedal to that bomb, but he will go down, so... Alright, it actually seems like Heretics are able to get on the board pretty quickly here. That's a promising sign.
Yeah, I thought at first FaZe was going to have a pretty good inside bomb site take, because Maka was caught off in a weird, odd spot, and FaZe took advantage of that by pinching on him pretty nicely. But then shortly after that happened, Heretics just dropped 2 FaZe members almost immediately, put Nico in such an odd forward spot that not really much chance to win the round. So great rotation by Heretics.
See, once again, Heretics on the double op setup. They made it a priority on Nuke, but that's going to backfire here as Baroki is holding the Ivy push, Navera to fall. So a nice 5v4. Oh, looking for more. BMAS spraying through the smoke, but he's not able to connect with the kill. Rain now at T-Con. He's up to bat. And he just goes for a little bit of a peek outside. That will offer his team some valuable information. And somehow corrects his shot in order to find Maka there. That's both the ops down. Lucky was able to recover that one from Ivy earlier in the round, but this is still such a tall order for Heretics.
I love Rain's aiming style. He just looks so in control.
Yeah. Smooth with it.
I just love his bursting. It's just always been so amazing. He always had a style to hit the way that he does these quick 2-bullet bursts that no one else quite was doing when he first came up as a star player. And it's good to see that that's still working out for him. And speaking of which, it's not really working out for Heretics here. Difficult. Speaking of Rain and those controlled shots, he is making life so hard for Team Heretics right now. And it's so difficult too, because they just managed to win a round. They have this AWP and they're fully bought into it, and they just struggle to find the kills, the trades, as FaZe were pressing onto that A site. And again, that there is this element, I think, that is hard to ignore in this matchup, where again FaZe have some individuals that are just absolutely world class, and sometimes that's too difficult to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, you hit it on the head. Like, they are known for that for a reason. They're super high quality players, and they're coming off of a loss. They've lost to Big twice in a row now. So, like, if you're going to sleep last night as Nico or Coldzera and Rain, and you're just these super competitive guys, like, you're gonna bring your A game the next day. And I guess Heretics are feeling that today.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Heretics, catching FaZe on a really good day.
Mm-hmm.
That's one.
I mean, I'd like to digress on that point a little, since this is a save round. Feel free to cut me off if it gets exciting.
Just let it
but
out.
Like, that's one thing I've noticed in coaching, is that there is an actual like stark difference between players who like really want to win and then people who are like, they kind of want to win. And it's like, it's actually pretty crazy to think that like some people just have like an insane competitive drive. Like, it's really weird. Even at like a pro level, there's like pretty stark differences.
Yeah, I used to always say back in the day that, well, not me, but something that I often would say would be, like, it's a game that who wants it more? Like when it
Agreed.
comes down
I agree.
to when, you know, like, after you're done with practice, you're watching demos, and you're thinking about the plays you made that day, what can you do better, all these little micro stuff. Let's turn into one-on-one really quickly, but
it's over.
luckily he's going to save the AWP, so it's a kind of a win for Team Heretics. Get an op out of that situation.
Big time win. Do a lot of econ damage too. Like, I mean, you're making a great point. It's like, but also Heretics had a great round there. So 2 great things happened that round. Eric made a great point, and Heretics, reduced the money on FaZe Clan and also saved an op. It's good stuff all around.
You gotta look at the positives, right, and build off of that. Okay. That's it.
So what did they do last gun round? They went aggressive Ivy and got picked by Brokey holding from T-spawn. So let's see what the approach is this round.
Yeah, they're using a double op again, so they have to find ways to involve these weapons against FaZe. Cold actually dropping into Pop Dog early on with the op. A tough fight with that weapon, but it will work out as he peeks towards the yard. Keo does get taken down, and looks like FaZe are very satisfied with that type of control. We'll see how they try to convert, though, and it looks like they're... Oh, okay. Oh, he caught it.
Caught it.
Yeah, he caught it.
Really long arms right there.
Well, Cold will still sit in that ladder position. Dodges the nade. The ops are still in play for Heretics here, so they have a great chance to defend and bring this round back, but there is so much utility on the side of FaZe. If they place these smokes in the right spots at the right time, it will be very difficult to get these scope weapons involved. And Heretics, they're playing such a passive setup as well. There's no real control for them across the map. They feel like they're trapped at this point. It's really just a matter of what kind of exec FaZe want to throw at this point.
Yeah, this is really weird. Like, usually if you're in like a 4v5, you're gonna look to like initiate, and they're just super far back on the A-bomb site. It's almost like they're like playing to hold B and like with a quick rotate from outside. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
I think with the 2 ops, they're just trying to rely on a pick or some like gap in the offensive phase, but they're not going to find it as the creep from FaZe kills out XMS on the lower ramp. So
that's so hard to deal with, that double or triple peak.
You usually have to have an op in that scenario and hope that they miss you after you get the first kill.
What a great peek by Cold there to take Maka down, and yeah, it's a good point. But FaZe, they show that level of consistency again. I think it's something we've been mentioning for a while now as we're watching them, that they have contingency plans. It's not just one person peeking down that ramp. That feels like something the old FaZe would have done, just a single person going for a dry peek and looking for a frag. But no, it's a triple peek, as James mentioned. It's so tough when you're face off against that. Navarra does a good job of keeping himself alive and keeping the money for FaZe actually pretty modest, all things considered.
Yeah, but the scoreline's 6-1, and good. Okay, a timeout, probably most likely by Heretics. Probably trying to figure out what's the next step of their plan, and really FaZe is just outpicking them, and then they slow retouch up on a choke point. So maybe Heretics have to try a different approach on maybe stacking a couple people to a certain choke point instead of just one, and then have an off angler like watch their back. So if FaZe wants to have a peek or a pick, that they're running into multiple people instead of just one person at the angle. At least help a little bit,
Interesting.
Yeah, it seems like FaZe is like letting them play into the palm of their hands here, like just waiting in ladder with the op, because like they know that Heretics want to initiate something, right? Sorry I interrupted you there.
No, it's okay. That's a good point. It was actually along the same line as what I was going to say too.
You guys are smart.
And who's coach of Heretics? Biggie, right? He is. I wonder what he was saying during that pause.
Oh, not. Oh, no, Cold!
Oh, yikes.
Had an opportunity, but misses that one. Maka does not fall, thankfully, for the side of Heretics. And Heretics somehow, after a loss again, are able to keep that double op setup running. Hasn't done them any favors thus far, but we'll see if they are able to make it work this time around. And they really need to. They're falling into a deep hole right now.
Yeah, it looks like they can set up like an A fake if they want to, and then rush into the inner site, toss some nades in towards A. They have, of course, Bemis, who is towards the dumpster, or was actually. Looks like he's actually going through the halls as well, so maybe I'm wrong in that guess there, but it will be B regardless for them. So we'll see if FaZe are able to make this one work and look clean. There's only 2 players on the site. Exos is fairly committed with the M4A1, and definitely a difficult gun, I think, to actually get multi-frags from this position, as indeed the smoke frag from Rain is going to cause problems. Rain is such a problem. Nico takes down XMS on the trade, and so the bomb site will be theirs, and they've got that deep smoke towards connector as well. This feels like an instant save, and indeed it is. Yeah, you guys liking the A1 and the close range B fights? I feel like it's not ideal, but
I'd rather have an MP9 for
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Flush has shown that.
I think A1
MP9 is so ridiculous, man.
it's
Like,
pretty nice. It's the rate of fire. It's so good. But I think the A1 is a lot better in the off angle spots where
play that tarp angle far to the right in front of oil, and then fall
like,
back to summit.
like they have
stuff
to
like that.
find you and stuff, and you know it's up close though. It's not as great obviously as the A4 or MP9. And again, and I laughed earlier because XMS was playing so passive, and he still gets shot through the smoke. It's just like, man, what can go wrong goes wrong. It rains, it pours.
Yeah, or Maka, I think it was. The way that Heretics defended that, it again felt like kind of an anti-strat where you don't usually see the sometimes you'll see that where the CT player jumps around spawn there and just has a little bit of counter utility. He was very intent on throwing those flashes to blind FaZe as they were scaling up sidewalk there, but yeah, he just got destroyed through the smoke. Rain just taking him out.
Yeah.
That's really, it's just not going according to the game plan of Heretics.
I feel like that setup would have worked really well if he just jump spotted, and then if he got behind their 2-3 lane smoke and then came through off of XMS's or whoever was mid bomb's contact, that probably would have worked because they would have turned and he would have cleaned house. But hindsight's annoyingly 2020. So
Yeah, and I mean
that's actually. Sorry, I want to make one more point. I think like I want to call out somebody on Cloud9 here, but like MOTM on Cloud9 is so good at seeing those things and calling them on the fly. Like if he was the guy jump spotting, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna come through 2 lanes, smoke on your contact." Like that kind of stuff is like really important to do on CT side.
Yeah, the comms are super important, and that's a really awesome thing to have for a team. I was going to point out that FaZe, compared to the other day, their T sides are looking a lot more disciplined, you know, not giving up those picks, working together, and it's I mean, they're still kind of doing some defaults, but they're also mixing in some set pieces and really working together on making sure that they can guarantee exchange kills a lot better than the other day, in my opinion.
Yeah, plus they're not playing against Xantaris online. Which is
Oh,
hey!
Look at the creep there from FaZe, creating some openings on the A sides and also on the B side. So oh man, I think Heretics don't quite know exactly what to do here. I mean, the bomb isn't even towards B, but the amount of urgency and pressure towards B is pretty enormous. So the A side is going to be completely open, and Cold Zero can do whatever he wants with that bomb. And Maka will take down Brokey, but here's Nico finding a flank on Maka. So yeah, this is just all kinds of weird. It's just really collapsing for Heretics. And this is the problem with Train, is that against a good T side, they can really pull you all over the place. And the rotations can be so quick as well that they can quickly get an advantage on those rotations, and then that's just a wrap. So FaZe are doing a good job with regards to that, and yeah, it's tough for Heretics right now. Finding no luck on the CT side.
lucky 7-4. You're losing 1.
They can still bring it back. Like it's a highly momentum-based game. Like yeah, it doesn't look good right now, but I mean, they're halfway to 16. This can still be salvaged.
It's never over till it's over.
By the way, actually, the point you guys are making about comms, it would actually be really interesting to maybe pick like 5 players from various teams that are known to have exceptional comms, just to see the kinds of edges that those people create for their teams. That is largely unknown. Like that's a huge skill to be very good at comming, and it's largely not talked about because it's fairly invisible to us.
Comms make your teammates better. They make your teammates better.
And you can go so far beyond what is just the basics, doing the basics well with it. So
Why are you giving up that pick, man?
So, yeah.
Varus really liked the re-peaks, and it's bitten him multiple times now. That being said, 3v2 situation unfolding on the A bomb site. Heretics, they know that the situation is desperate and that they need to try to find an in on this round. XMS dueling up at the front of the bomb train right now. coldzera is aware of his position right now, but will he be able to find the kill? It looks like he might not be able to, but Bemis is able to pick him up.
I was just thinking, there's like that kind of like shutter door by camera. I was just thinking, because I forget which player it was like looking into it. I was just thinking, like, imagine if there was like a door on a map that actually does open, that no one knows about, and just someone just walked into it in a pro match. I just thought that'd be quite a unique concept. Just like
I remember one time we played against Volcano on Cash, and like he 1v5'd us, and someone got behind us, and that's literally what we thought. We thought because he had something to do with making the map, that he found like a secret passage.
It's like someone got a back door. That's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Well, it's back on the save for Heretics, so it's hard to expect much. And yeah, just giving away the pick at Ivy, it's definitely something that it's a position where you can't die, and it's one thing to have an AWP there or to have setups with a teammate to allow you to do something on that position. But if you're playing it, especially with a rifle by yourself, you have to find ways. It's like one of the hardest positions in that sense. I feel like you're walking this razor-thin line, trying to not die but get information there.
Yeah. Yeah, Ivy's rough. It's all about like patience. You can't just like blow your load of utility early.
Yeah. I don't know what's funny.
Speaking your language, Derek?
Yeah. We know.
I want to hear Maui cast some more when he got going there on the play-by-play. That was pretty.
I like it. Nice.
Thanks, guys. Well, not much to call there at the end of the round. Just FaZe Clan with a pretty standard anti-eco, and are able to flush those players out of position with great utility, using it all to its fullest effect.
All right, we got 2 ops on Heretics. Let's see some aggressive, maybe a pick. Let's go. Let's see. You got good spawns anywhere? You got the.
They found an opening pick last time, but then they gave it up, and it became a 5v4 to a 3v4 in the span of 10 seconds. It was odd how they didn't feel satisfied with that opener.
They're never satisfied. Oh, looks like Navera will do an Ivy push. No. He just faked me out.
Okay, 2 opening picks for Heretics. Make it 3.
Very nice, very nice.
They're back.
They are back indeed. Navera takes down Nico as well. Beautiful stuff. I gotta say as well, like whenever I see people making, let's say, either re-peaks or they are just dry swinging in spots where they like actually have to get a kill, and the repercussion if they die has significantly negative implications for their team. Those scenarios always suggest to me that a team just they're just playing out of their depth. Like they just have nothing set up at all for that situation. There's no one who can pop flash you, there's no comms that player could make to otherwise do better in that position, or they don't have the trust in their teammates that if they give up that position and then recalibrate the setup that it's going to work. But I guess more on that later as Maka goes down immediately to Brokey, and Rain is in a deep position towards Hell. He is he's smoking off Ivy to split up the defense. That's really annoying.
This is so hard to deal with. They did the 5-6 and E-box smokes with a pallet boost, and then somebody out off fast, and then somebody Ivy 2 Ivy fast. Like this is 6 T-side strat right here. I really like this approach.
Really cut off one side of the map and just hold and put Crush like a python.
Yep.
It's very. They are asserting their dominance, like in a pretty big way. It feels like they are like the 300-pound gorilla in this scenario, just like stomping around and just with the brute force behind also what is, as you say, like well-coordinated strategic play. It just feels hard to kind of figure out a way to stop that for Team Heretics at this point. It would be cool to see them make more of an effort to try and shut down something like T-Main, something like that. And at least like split up the fights, because I feel like once you allow FaZe to split, whether that's Ivy and T-Main or Ivy and Pop, or T-Main and Pop, if you allow them to split or come out together from any of those 2 locations at once, that's a huge issue. If you can at least split them up and catch the fights within the choke points, you're going to get information as well as maybe more favorable situations.
Yeah. So if you find yourself in a fight with a gorilla, don't make eye contact and don't show your teeth. those are the two things that they fight back. So just keep that in mind.
Wait, 300 pounds is obviously actually a very lean gorilla. I just realized.
There's like 600
it doesn't matter.
pounds.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's pure muscle.
1,000 pound.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought about that and I was like, I'm not gonna call it that. Like, I'm gonna let that one slide. It's not a big deal. We know
It's like
if you
a
meant a
really
big girl.
They're
The
super
gorilla
strong.
is
They're still like 5 times stronger than a human. Even like 100 pounds, they're ridiculously strong. So don't look in the eyes.
I could take a 100-pound gorilla.
No, you can't.
I could take one.
100%. No, you can't.
Yeah, no, it's too vicious for me, actually.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Listen,
Eric's just
I've
wrestling with baby gorillas.
I've done a lot of research while listening to some Joe Rogan stuff.
Oh.
So, you know.
Not a good look when you're trying to retake the wood hall of CT spawn.
Yeah, desperate measures for Heretics, leaving just Maka in the 1v2, but he's just going to opt for the save. Oh man, Heretics, they really are prioritizing and valuing these ops, but they don't seem to be actually producing too many results. Maka hopes to change that in the upcoming round.
Yeah, it's like the phrase 1,000-pound gorilla or something. Or
Yeah.
Is that the
Half ton.
what's the standard weight?
I feel like it's a half ton.
For future reference.
Half ton. 500 pounds is a lot.
Oh, I
No,
think
half
if
ton
I
is
look up here,
Two
it says that
gorillas,
an intermediate lifting gorilla weighs. I'm just kidding.
Intermediate advanced lifting gorilla.
Average weight of a gorilla. I'm looking this up.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate this. It'll help me out for the future.
350 pounds. So it's
Oh, that's
around
it.
there. It's
Oh.
around there.
Oh.
That's for
Wow.
the Western gorilla. It's 350
Okay.
average. Eastern's 330.
Wow, James was pretty on point, actually. Wow.
I don't feel
Pure
so
muscle.
Do I
stupid
get to
now.
take credit for that too? Because my name's James, or
What?
What?
Oh, you said James instead of. I think you meant to say me, or
The 300-pound gorilla
I didn't
comment,
go up-
wasn't that James?
that was me.
Oh, you said
No.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
you said. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, right. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I wouldn't be able to go to sleep if I got credit for that.
Thanks, guys.
Damn, he's so lean. Holy crap.
Pure muscle. Just saying that right now.
Yeah. Need to start. I forget all these like modern diets. I need to find out what the gorillas are eating to be so lean.
Bugs.
Bugs.
That's
That's a lot of
That
bugs. It is true, though, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of commitment. Either way, it's a 3v3 here. FaZe looking to close out this last round, and they're going to take the edge after that frag onto Nevera. 50 seconds to go, so plenty of time, but nice shot straight in the face through the smoke from Maka with the AWP, certainly lighting it up as now the situation is going to slow down somewhat as teams take stock. The bomb gets to go down. And, ooh, Nico taking down XMS there.
Yeah,
And he's been on the cricket protein.
they would have to really give him a layup for him to clutch this out.
He has a molly at least.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Shot through the... Okay. Well, Maka making an attempt at it, but is unable to find anything there. Brokey takes him down. And FaZe with a dominant first half here. Let's see what Heretics has left in store for us after a break.
Go to Siberia over here.
And we're back! Alright, so 2 rounds for Heretics. And by the way, this is the second map, so... Ouch. It's going to be tough to get back into this one. But Nevera does get an opening kill onto Rain, although I think actually it was Rain who got... or someone else. Anyway, it's a 4 versus 4. The bomb's gone down. And we've got Nico here in the back doing damage, but the trade from Lucky will keep things alive here for the Heretic side as this bomb ticks away. And, oh, we have a smoke. That's actually huge to have a smoke in this scenario. But Maka, he's taking the fight to them. And Molotov comes through as well, really making Bemis' life quite complicated as he is on the USP now, trying to find a rotation that can somehow give him an angle. But playing into the smoke is so smart there. Heretics really doing everything right in this afterplant situation as Bemis will go down. Just the, I don't know what that was, just like some kind of dance, some kind of ballet that was ensuing.
The tango.
Have you guys noticed that it's like pretty hard? I noticed like smoke diffuses on that outside bomb spot are kind of hard because you gotta really get the smoke placed perfectly to plume.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
have
when
you guys noticed that?
When he lined it up, I was like, oh, is this some kind of lineup for front bomb?
Yeah.
Because I would expect him to do the best.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
and it's kind of off.
You know.
Yeah, it's kind of off.
Ooh.
We're at a 6 out of 10, maybe.
Yeah, it had him completely exposed from back red train, actually.
I feel like we're
4 out of
being
10.
pretty judgy right now.
We are. And I'm sorry. I don't mean to be too judgy because everyone, you know, it's not easy trying to beat FaZe, you know, in a match. Like,
True.
good luck.
Well, that was FaZe that threw that smoke, so.
There's the scout.
Well,
Remember, Eric? You were talking about the scout on the force?
Mm-hmm. I love
Got 2 of
Scouts
them.
Map. It's good. It's solid.
That's a fight.
That's a tough fight for a scout.
Yeah.
Person just peeking you completely perpendicular, and there's no real exact place to predict where he's going to stop. But Nico strafing out to get XMS, looking for more. This may enable Bemis, actually, as there's been a couple of tags here on Lucky and Kiyoshima. Bemis playing around that bomb train right now. And Heretics, they do look primed and ready to try to attack it. It'll be up to him to try to find these kills here. He spots a player at back red, but Maka takes his head right off Nico. He started this round. He's looking to finish it now, but with 13 HP left, it will be so difficult. He's tagged all of these players at this point, but he's not able to find any kills.
That was scary.
If
Yeah.
anyone from FaZe hit a shot, we probably would have had a couple more kills that round.
I was getting a flashback to like there was this Nico Scout moment highlight where the like casted with James where he was on Mirage with a Scout against, I think it was like an old G2 lineup or something, and he just like had that within like 6 seconds headshot like 4 people and just narrowly missed the
Just
last
missed
of
the
the
quick
ace.
scope or something like that, I remember at the end.
It was pretty amazing. The Scout's so fun. It's such a high skill weapon. I feel like it's only every so often that you see people really create a truly special highlight with it.
A little ambitious.
That's actually what I love about CS as a game, is that I feel like it's simple enough that star performances can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not too many different variables to master over, so somebody can get really good at them and then just be a cut above. It's like if somebody scores 50+ points in an NBA game or something. It's just hard to account for.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good point. In other games, you know, let's say a MOBA, you're kind of limited to how much money and items you make, and you can't really just pop off if you don't have the items, right? In this game, any round, any situation, with any gun, technically, you could win the round and change the momentum of the whole situation.
And I love as well how much it does actually weigh on the mental side of the game when you get to a really, really top level. Everyone can aim really well, but we'll come back to that point. Quick aggression from Brokey. It gets that flick shot onto XMS, which will stifle the default that Heretics were trying to run. They do have control of Vauxhall as well as, well, they were trying to work for IV control, but we just saw what happened there. And they do have a man in T-main as well. So trying to pressure everything. They have done a lot of damage to Rain and to Brokey, so it is not the end of the world for Heretics to be down 4 against 5, but it's never fun to lose someone so early. It does, you know, that XMS had nades and so on that could now cannot be used.
That's so surprising Brokey goes for that. I mean, think if you're XMS and you're down 5-13 and this guy just makes this egregious play through a molly in the first gun round. Like, it's like, wow, can this guy chill a little? It is a huge lead.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to be an inner hit. BMAS still playing around this Pop Dog train. Will find one, looking for more. Sprays the foot of another, but it'll be Brokey that capitalizes at this upper part of the bomb site. Just leaves Navera in the 1v4. He's been a solid player for Heretics, but this is not looking likely for him. 30 seconds remain. And at this point, it's really a matter of can he even save this op. Brokey is scaled all the way on forward with his, and he's able to take him down. An off angle with an op that late in the round, you're just never going to expect that.
And that will be 14-5. So FaZe are 2 rounds away now from closing down this best of 3. It doesn't look likely that we'll see the third map, which is, or would be Mirage. Which, and we haven't seen actually. Have we seen Mirage today? I don't even know anymore.
No,
Not today.
not on our stream.
Just all I can think of is Nuke.
And you saw that last round of the Ivy Peak. That's something that we should see a little bit more from the underdog teams on their CT side, is try and go for those alt picks and then falling back. Because technically, if you have team support with flashes, it could almost be a free pick, or at least a move to where it makes the offense a lot more hesitant and more cautious and kind of more methodical and making sure that you're not all going to end again.
Great
Oh.
pop flash from Nico. That's just those are the small things that really add up, and that gives them a 5v4. They can
Giving
just
up
settle.
the first 2 picks last 2 rounds. It's hard to win with that happening.
Well, they have managed to make some headway on Ivy to try to at least find some remedy to the scenario that's in front of them. And that's I feel so bad. I feel so bad for them.
Wow.
Ring is just everything he's doing this entire series is just going exactly how he's intending it to go, and I think that's just Nico with the lineup. Even though the smoke is there, just why not put a few bullets through to that position?
Oh man, Bemis from range, from downtown, but Maka is able to find that kill. 30 seconds though. Oh, Maka taking down Nico as well, looking for more here. Let's try to set himself up with a flash. Concern about his flank, though. Will he be able to find this player in Rain, who has been so good? Oh, man, the timing on Rain there is exceptional as he backs off the angle and then re-peeks right into Maka. There's no way that Maka could have predicted that.
Yeah, it looked like he was actually very on for that. You can kind of tell he got into that little mind state where he's kind of anticipating in a way that would allow him to get those headshots. If only they had made it just a little bit easier for him.
That's the beauty of the X-ray, though. The fact that you see exactly how Rain was able to do that. I'm all for some clutches. I don't know. Some clutches I like seeing no X-ray. Some clutches I love it. And that one, I absolutely loved it. It's just, you learn so much about what Rain is thinking.
Kiyoshima gets outside and gets a double entry. That's fantastic. Considering that he's one of the only 2 players with a rifle on the team, this is so needed. And they will be able to get the plant there. And there is not any money on FaZe, so they need to save these 2 weapons that they're holding onto right now. Rain will be in the showers, and Bemis is over towards the B sites. So Team Heretics are hanging on at they're hanging off the edge of the cliff, hanging on by their fingernails right now, by the skin of their teeth, and so on and so forth.
It's rough. It's a rough time. But they got to bang it out 1 round at a time. Hopefully they can.
All you can really do. If you can win 1 round, you can win 10.
There you go. That's a great mentality.
That's as far as you should look forward, honestly, in CS. You should just play the round as oily as you can, and that's all you can do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I think for a lot of younger players, they don't necessarily think about the fact that like the mode of thought that you have or need to have is always objective based. You're always trying to achieve something. Like right there, your objective is, I must save this gun. Okay, what are all of the different ways that they can attack me? Okay, what are the different angles? What are the timings? Where is my teammate? To just thinking about all of the and that objective-based thinking does take you away from thinking about the things that you can't control.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Hardly get commit off this. This is.
Oh no. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Why are these USPs looking so good right now?
I think that'll put a stop to. Oh wow, what a ding.
Nice.
I think that'll put a stop to it, though. Brokey wanting to make a last attempt. There's no way. He actually gets XMS as well, but still, this is a difficult round for Rain. He's been very strong, but won't be able to make this one happen.
It's going to make it hurt, though. It's definitely going to make it hurt.
1 HP. Ugh, that's unlucky.
You make your own luck.
But then it's not luck anymore. Am I right, James?
I don't. I don't know what to say. I'm just feel like you.
Well, you can look at that like this, maybe, Eric. You can always increase the percentages, right? So it's a maybe shift things in your favor. It's not guaranteed to go in your favor, but more of the time it will go in your favor. There you go. What about that?
Helps your luck when you bet on more numbers on roulette.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that's how it works. Is it how it works?
You have more options to win with.
Yeah,
I'm
but
getting
the odds,
a D+ in confusion.
the odds of winning those all balanced out, though.
You know what? You either win or you lose. So everything is 50-50 at the end of the day.
There you go. That's true. That's actually true to a certain point.
That's
You're right, James.
That's what I studied statistics for, actually.
Oof.
It's either 1 or 0, right?
Oh, good spray from Rain there. BMS. Nice crosshair placement to take down Lucky as well. 2v2 situation. Maka on outside, though. This was supposed to be alert play, but it gets caught by coldzera, and that just leaves Keo in the 1v2 at this point. He has to recover the bomb. He has a lot of time to play with, so could opt for somewhere else on the map to plant it, but could just stick with the normal default plant. Nico and coldzera, though, probably the last 2 players you would like to see when you press tab when you're faced in these kinds of situations, but he has a lot of utility to work with. He'll make his presence known, though, by throwing that Molotov, and slowly scaling up will be Nico, looking to find the final frag. Keo on the duel, can't connect just yet, and it's taking these players quite a bit of time, but coldzera is able to close things out. FaZe will take this map 16-7, shutting down Heretics on their map pick.
Yeah.
Yep. And they're out. They're out of the tournament. FaZe get to move on, and it's a difficult one for Heretics. I feel like we expected to see a lot more of them. For whatever reason, they struggled to show us truly what their game looks like, and that's just going to have to be a learning experience for them moving forwards as they look to grow as a team.
Yeah, playing against a team like FaZe, you want to win. But against a juggernaut like them, you just have to have the complete package in order to beat a team of that caliber. You got to have the teamwork, the strats, the aim and everything. And confidence is also a huge one that we saw today. And it looked like they're lacking, a lot of those in that kind of factor. But I guess the thing they can start with is just learn from your mistakes and move on, really.
Is that how confidence works? You just take a pause and say, hey, guys, let's play with more confidence. Right? Is that how it works?
I mean,
well,
depends on who you're talking to, really.
We can talk about it more, though, after a quick break before the post game.